See what it's gonna do. All right, it look like I'm up and running, man. What up? What up? What up? What's going on, everybody? It's your man Lucky. I'm back with another live stream. Hope everybody's doing well. If you're new to the channel, welcome, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I appreciate you. Do me a favor as you come on to this live stream, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button. It'll help the algorithm let everybody know that we on and popping, and it'll send it out to more people. The more people involved in the conversation, the more diverse the conversation will be. All right, let me see. Today's live stream will be open to callers. We're gonna have the call-in number scrolling on the bottom of the screen. It should already be on there. 844-32 Lucky. That number again is 844-325-2859, and it should be already scrolling on the screen. Calls are gonna be taken in the order in which they are received. So please be patient. All right, so who we got in the building? We got Nobi in the building. We got Mr. Nobody in the building. We got Lakita in the building. What's going on?
How y'all good, bro?
Everybody good?
Oh yeah. All good.
All right. So quick question to the ladies. How was your Valentine's Day?
It was good.
I don't celebrate Valentine's.
You don't do Valentine's?
You don't celebrate or no celebrate?
I just stopped celebrating some years back.
Now, what if a guy want to celebrate it with you? You just don't do it?
I mean, if they do, then, I mean, we could. I'm just not big on it like I used to be. When I was younger, I was really big on it. I got older, I'm like, well, we love each other every day, so why do we have to go an extra mile on that day? You can't go, if you go out to eat, it costs more money. The line is long. You get bad quality of food. The roses cost way too much for the same thing you could get a month ago. So, yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's
definitely true. It is getting old though.
What about you, Mr. Nobody?
No, I was just going out to eat, man. That's about it. And we had something else last night. We had already had some stuff planned the weekend with this group of people. So we went to that last night. So
okay, all right.
But it's like our anniversary weekend. So, but we always celebrate it in March. You know what I mean? So we don't really celebrate in February because it's too cold. So
let me see.
I just think it's just a waste.
Think it's a waste?
Yeah, I think it's a waste.
Okay.
I mean, some women like it. It's a special day for them, all that shit. But it really is a way. Like Nobi was saying, it's if you already do stuff, it's not a big difference. But if you don't do stuff, then yeah, I can see with somebody getting excited for it. But it ain't no big thing.
All right, that's what's up.
Nothing I get excited about, shit, that's for sure.
all right, that's what's up. So look, before we get started, right, we're gonna be talking about money. We're gonna be talking about money and relationships, right?
All right.
And so I'm sure all of us have been in relationships, you know what I'm saying, or are currently in relationships, and we, you know what I'm saying, we have to deal with money. And so right now, the biggest concerns or the biggest talks that we hear about is usually typically from women saying that a man is required to make X amount this or X amount that, right? Like not necessarily required, but it's what she herself is looking for, right? One of the requirements that she has for a man if she's, I guess going to engage in a relationship with that man, right? And so usually 6 figures is like that number that always comes out. Although it's not a number, it's an amount of numbers, right? But 6 figures can range from 100,000 to 900. You know what I'm saying? 900 something. Almost $1 million. So it's kind of like a big range. But I guess the starting point would, let's just say, be minimum $100,000 a year. Ladies, what do y'all think about that?
Let's be realistic. Not every man is making that amount of money. You have a lot of men who may be in job entry level positions. You don't have, or maybe just are not around the man that is making these 6 figures, owning a company or a VP of a company. I think that number is unrealistic for the most part. And if you feel that a man should be bringing that amount of money, do you think you should be bringing that amount of money into or less. I mean, I don't think the number is right. Using that number is right. 6 figures.
Okay, so you think that number is excessive?
For the most part, yes. You know, a man can build his wealth up. Sometimes you start out with a man and he's only making $30,000 or $40,000. So, are you saying you shouldn't deal with this man because he's only making $30,000 or $40,000? Because he could be starting out at a company where he's making that amount and then work his way up.
Okay, true. What you think, Makita?
Well, as far as my perspective, I don't think it necessarily matters how much a man makes. If, you know, I was on the dating scene, it would be more or less, can he take care of his responsibilities that he has? You know, make sure it's not, you know, an extra responsibility I'm having to take on dealing with him. But I don't think it really matters how much a man makes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Something you said right there, extra responsibility that you would have to take on. Now, would you really have to take on his responsibility, or are you expecting him to take on your responsibility? Because
well,
most of the time,
if you date a man who doesn't have his stuff together, I mean, first and foremost, I don't think he should be dating if he doesn't have his self together. Then, you know, as a woman doing something like that, you can find yourself, you know, trying to be his provider. Not, you know, not saying that a man has to take on, you know, your responsibility, you know, equally. Just like a man wouldn't want necessarily to get into a relationship where he has to take care of a woman. You know, it's one thing to just do it because he wants to and it's a provider. He's a provider, but it's another thing when it's something you have to do or to be put in that position to feel like you have to do it.
okay, let's take it as if a man has money, has a little bit of money. Instead of it being a bump, do you expect him to help you out?
If we're just dating, no, I wouldn't expect that. I mean, if he does, it's nice, but it wouldn't be an expectation of mine.
What about you, Nova?
Well, I tend to disagree with one of the statements Akita said regarding he shouldn't be dating if he is not making a certain salary, because I don't feel that's right that a man or a woman should not date if they're not making a certain salary. But as far as your question, my expectation is not for a man to take care of me. And the reason why I feel that way, I've been able to take care of myself. And this, I only could talk about my circumstance, that I've been able to take care of myself. I was in a relationship, a marriage for several years where my ex-husband made about $20,000 to $30,000 more than me. Some people say it was wrong for how we did things in our relationship, but we split everything in half.
Like really split?
Like really split.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So our rent, we split it. He paid one of the bills, which was the light bill, because that included him being able to have his video game to play. I took care of the gas bill. Also had 2 kids prior to me.
To him?
Prior to him.
Oh, okay. Well, you should have been a little more than 50%.
Well, I did pay a little bit more. I say
Okay.
50% because he took care of the light bill. I took care of the gas bill. And the reason why I say that, because he took care of the light for the game. I took care of the gas bill because both our bills could be up in the air depending on the time of the year. I took care of the food. I also had a car. I paid. And he took one bill. I took one bill. I took care of my kids and I bought food. He paid. Then we had a child together. He took care of childcare. So I don't expect a man to take care of me. I will always make sure I can take care of myself. That's the way I was raised.
What about a woman when they tell a man that? Because they do that, you know, right?
Tell them what I could do it on my own, or they want
Oh,
them.
I don't need you. I can do it on my own. Just like what you just said. I don't need a man. I can do it on my own, pretty much. And you with him. It's like saying I'm an independent person,
Yeah,
but you with someone. So you're not independent if you're with someone. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's like singling out the whole idea of it.
Put it
But you
back.
guys was married, right?
We were married.
Wow. That's kind of wild. Yeah. So it's kind of like you singled out the blend of it. I mean, I understand you had 2 kids. He knew that going in, but it's just like, I don't know, just hearing it coming from the opposite side when you sit there and look at it, a lot of things that sometimes women will say, like you're saying, I don't need him, I don't need it. You never hear men say that. Even if they making the money, they never say, oh, I don't need a woman. You never hear men say that. He'll say, I'll just get a woman, I'll get another one.
Yeah.
You know, he'll never say, I don't need one. You never hear men say that, but women always say that.
Wait.
And
You never hear men say they don't need a woman.
No, not like what she's saying. You ain't even paying attention,
She
man.
said-
Be quiet.
Nah, I'm not. That's why I asked.
You didn't hear
I'm not.
that. No, I'm saying what she was saying in hers. But you don't in a relationship where you don't hear guys really on a regular saying, I don't need a woman, like they'll say in a relationship. Like she's saying, I don't really need a man. I can take care of myself. I'm used to taking care of myself. And I say, you just don't hear men say that. They'll just say, I'll just get another woman, or I'll just keep moving on. They don't ever just bring it out and say it. You know, we don't have to say, I don't need a woman. We just stop fooling with them.
I just kind of want to go back and clarify something. I wasn't necessarily saying that somebody had to make a certain amount of money to be able to date. What I mean is they have to be financially responsible. If they can't take care of themselves, how can they take on a relationship is what I'm saying.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Do you put that on the man or do you put that on you? How about you just don't date the man? Let the man do what the man want to do. You free to do whatever you want to do. I mean, I get what you're saying.
Absolutely. People can do what they want to do. But I'm just, stating, like, prime example, I have, a son in his 20s. And, I feel like he shouldn't date until he gets his life together. That's just the way I personally feel. Because, when you have all these things going on and you don't have yourself together, I mean, what good are you going to be in a relationship? Not looking at it from a financial perspective, but just, just being able to, mentally be there, without all the extra baggage.
What I'm asking you, if a woman, let's just say I've had money, she don't really have any money, but she may have some situations here and there, whatever. I shouldn't date her because she don't have, in my mind, well, in somebody else's mind, she don't have enough. Like you're saying, your son, I don't know your son, so you know him better than anybody. But because, I mean, he must not be working or whatever, but a lot of women don't really have anything going on. A lot, like, let's put it like this, they're on Section 8 or something. So a lot of women Section 8 date all the time. All the time. Got a house full of kids to prove it. Mm-hmm. So you saying they shouldn't be dating, right? Because
I'm saying it really depends on what they have going on in their
I'm
life.
just telling you, they don't have nothing going on.
If they ain't got nothing going on, then
Section 8, and like I said, those kids wasn't airmail, so they're dating. They got 2 or 3 kids in the house.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. So broke people date. That's all I'm saying.
Be sleeping.
But 2 broke people will get together.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to say people don't do it, but I'm just saying personally, I mean, you have to be prepared. Just like if you just got out of a relationship and you're hurt and broken, like you shouldn't go jump into another relationship until you heal yourself.
Okay, hold up. Wait, we going too far. Man, we
Yeah,
talking
that's
about
another thing.
relationships and
Yeah.
money. This is
I would say
not
that's on a whole
a
nother thing.
therapy
That's
session.
Topic for
This
next
is not what
be
we're talking
self-healing
about.
and
My goodness, when we talking about money. So look, let me
drinking
get back.
green juice and everything else.
Yeah, let me get back to what I was saying. Okay, so
Yeah.
okay, we talked about the little $100,000 thing, right? So do y'all think that that's, ladies? I'm asking y'all, do y'all think that that's just inflated, like because it's a lot of people that are on social media saying that, but behind
Yeah.
closed doors, that's not really what it is. You know, what are y'all? What's y'all sentiment?
I think it's inflated and it's overrated, basically.
You think it's
To
overrated?
say that that's your expectation.
Okay,
Because in real life, I'm quite sure they would give someone who doesn't make that amount a chance.
okay, right. Okay, I got you.
I think I always go back to this. I think a lot of women watch these reality TV shows and see these lifestyle that these women may live and the men that they're dating, and they don't realize that's TV. It's not real. It's called a reality, but is it really reality? These people are not making $100,000 on these shows.
No.
They may be making 50.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask a question. Do you think it's hard to make $100,000 a year? Do you think it's hard for a man to make $100,000 a year? Like, do you think that's?
I don't think it's hard. It depends what you're doing. I don't think it's hard.
Okay.
It's not hard. I think it's
It's an attainable goal that most people can get to.
yeah, I mean a lot of things are attainable, but it comes down to it's just when they break it down to the median of what the gross is, because we got to think we're in different cities. But you go to New York, 100,000 probably ain't gonna get you that much. It'll get you some better than 30 or 40, but you can take two people making 50,000 each in South Carolina and live pretty good.
True.
You see what I'm saying? And so 100,000 can go well. If you got a 50 and a 50 or a 40 and somebody else with a 60, you can live pretty good in South Carolina off that.
So,
But
okay,
right.
so let me ask this, right? When you say pretty good, right? Everybody's pretty good is going to be a little bit different, So one of the things we got to look at when it comes to relationships are, where did the person come from? You know what I'm saying? If you have somebody that, came from a family that didn't have a lot of money, then yeah, a certain, a little bit amount of money might be good. But then, someone else who came from a family where they made a lot of money, then, that little bit of money that, the other person is making is not
right,
be,
it's gonna look
what I'm
different.
saying?
Yeah.
So how important do you think it is in a relationship to be equally yoked, at least when it comes to money? Because I know equally yoked is it contains a whole lot of different things, not just money. But how close do you think you have to be on the same page when it comes to money? Do you think that you have to be for a relationship to be successful?
To be successful,
Yeah. I mean, do you think you can be way, like, so far off? Like, the guy can be way over in left field and the woman is way over in right field. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to money, and it's still, you know what I'm
Not
saying?
when it comes down
Financially,
to
it
it.
still works.
right, when it come down to it, I don't think it's gonna go. It's kind of hard to figure it out, man, because it got to go back to the people. Because, like you said, where they come from. Because if you get with someone who's not used to having money, then you got somebody who is used to having money, then it might be an issue because they may not ever catch up to why he or she is doing what they're doing with their money.
Right.
Because some people that are not used to having money, they try to save a lot. They try to save everything. They don't want to spend as much. People that have a lot of money, they spend. They go buy in the bag, they buy the shoe, they buy the car, dudes. They spend. And so it may not match up like that. Somebody might I want this $100,000 car. You're like, no, we don't need to spend that much on a car, because they used to budgeting their money a little tighter. And like I said, you just got to have them long conversations. If you good with it, then you just got to be good with it. Don't be good with it now and 5 years down the line, let it be a problem.
Right.
That's what the thing is. People go into it, they're good with it. A couple years down the line, they got a problem with it now. So
That's where all the problems come into the relationship.
yeah, but I mean, Let me hear what y'all got to think on it. That's my thought on it. But
I kind of agree. I kind of agree with that. Like you said, if you're starting out one way and you're okay, and then down the road you get upset about something, you can't get upset now because you've been dealing with it all this time.
all right.
Okay. All right. That's cool. That's cool. So let me ask this: does the amount of money that a man or woman makes come into play when determining whether you want to be in a relationship with them? Right, both for men and women. You know, I hear a lot of women saying that men are intimidated by a woman that makes a lot of money. Have y'all ever experienced that? Have y'all ever dealt with a man who made less money than you and you felt as though he had
Yeah.
an issue with it?
Yeah.
What kind of issue? I've been wanting to ask that. What is the actual issue they have, though? Because they always say they have an issue, but they never.
I had an issue with a gentleman I was dating. One thing I don't do is when we first start talking, I don't ask about your finances because you're trying to get to know a person first. And I'm not going to let that be a reason why I don't talk to you.
So, but wait, hold on. Does his money matter at all?
It mattered to the fact that I realized I was spending X amount of money a lot. And this person wasn't spending any money at all.
So what I want to say is,
Oh, yeah.
if money matters at some point, should that not be discussed up front? Like, shouldn't the things that really matter? Now, money is an issue.
I don't feel if you just meet someone, you're going out on the first date. Those first couple of dates, you're just trying to get to know that person. I have not discussed finances in those my first dates. Me sometimes, I think you're just trying to figure out how much I'm making so you can figure out where you can go. It can go both ways. You can figure out what this person can do for you, or you could be thinking like, okay, well, maybe they make a lot of money and I don't know, they like to spend money. I don't know. But I just don't feel asking someone about their finances on the first or second date is something you should discuss.
Okay, so that should come
Well, if you got
later on
the
down the
first
line.
and second out the way, just like you saying, you caught yourself spending a lot of money. So did you not think at one time, like, I should have asked this Negro how much money he made? Or better yet, you don't have to ask how much money he made, but you can ask where you work. What do you do? And sometimes you can ask them where they live. Well, and that'll tell you where his lifestyle is. It'll tell you. I'm telling you.
Where they lived was a nice area.
Yeah, but it was his house.
There was some underlying things with that as well.
But was it his house?
No.
See, that's what I'm saying. He living with someone. So that tell you right there that he don't, because my car's around, I just don't like to spend a lot of money on stuff. But you can ask these little things if you want to know, but you saying you end up spending a lot of money. Now, when you were spending this money, was it to go out to eat and do these little things, or what were you spending this money on?
Yes.
Now, did you want to go out, or was he asking you out?
The first time we went out, he took me out.
And you paid for it?
No, he paid for it the first time.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. The next time we went out, I was going to get something to eat. And I was always taught, like, if you're going to get something, you ask someone, do they want something? I was like, oh, yeah, well, like, can you give me such and such? We weren't going out together on a date, but I was picking up food. And
I got you.
That was the question. And he replied, and I got something. And then the next time, I was just like, we went out somewhere. And he was like, oh, I saw this nice place or whatever have you. And I was like, wait a minute. We went out. And I was like, okay. But when it came time to pay, he was quiet. I was like, oh, okay. Well, who's going to pay for this? And he was like, oh, I thought you would have it. How you thought I would just have it? And I guess the conversation wasn't had prior. So that is my fault. But I found that, it just kept happening.
See, that should have been the last one.
Yeah, I guess because sometimes I feel like I'm like too nice. Learned my lesson, whereas now I don't go out of my way for someone because I need to see you doing the same thing for me. Like, I don't mind, like, if I'm like, even like if I was in my marriage, I'm not going to go out and get food and not get my husband. If I'm with someone and I'm going to get something, I'm going to pick you up something too.
I got
But
you.
I also think it's vice versa. It should, if you're going to get something, you should pick up something too.
But did you let him know that?
I did not in that
Right.
scenario, on that case. No, I did not.
Yeah. Gotcha. What about you, Lakita? You up there all quiet? You didn't have some experience before you got married?
Well, as far as like the discussion of money, I think it's important if you're thinking about this going in a serious direction when you start dealing with someone. It's important. That's a part of kind of knowing like their future plans in a sense. You may not know exactly how much they make exactly, but you want to know what they think about finances and things of that nature. Because if you have two different people on different wavelengths when it comes to that, it's gonna cause problems because like she felt like, hey, I'm doing everything here and you're doing nothing. you know Nobody wants to be in that position.
Okay, I got a question. You said when you're dating somebody seriously, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, like when you first meet somebody, you may just go on a date with them, but if you continue, like if you're continuing to spend your time, um, you know, taking time out to go out with them or get to know them more, that's important to know.
Okay. When it comes to dating, do you believe that the man should always pay?
No.
Oh, okay. What you think, Nobi?
No.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. All right, so look, we're gonna get into this, right? When it comes,
I think, because I've been paying.
No, I ain't say that like she been throwing it out.
all right. So look, when it comes to like relationships, right, especially marriage, right, you always hear that a man is supposed to lead, provide, and protect, right? When it comes to provision, we always hear money, right? When you hear that a man is supposed to lead, provide, and protect, does the provision in provide mean he's supposed to pay for everything? Would that be your interpretation of what a man providing means?
No, I don't think a man should have to necessarily pay for everything, especially like when it comes to my household. I mean, my husband, he pays the big bills. However, it's not like a requirement. It's just something he does. And, when it comes to spending money to do whatever, like another bill coming out or buying something that we need, like, okay, well, like sometime we could be somewhere and he pull out his card, and I was like, well, it doesn't matter. The money is coming from the same place. That's the way I feel.
Okay,
You know,
Question.
so you do not believe that the provision when when you hear people talk about a man is supposed to lead, provide, and protect, you do not think that providing means that a man pays for everything?
no, I don't.
Okay. What about you, Nobi?
No. I guess I think, unfortunately, but fortunately, I was raised by my mother and my grandmother. We didn't have a man in the house. So I never had that. I didn't grow up with that mentality that a man is to provide and lead, unfortunately.
You
Okay.
think that may affect your first marriage?
Yes. Yes. I think part of it was because Also, he had never seen a successful marriage. I mean, the most successful marriages that I had seen in my life was my grandparents, because they were from those times where you stayed married till death did you part, and that's what they both did on both sides. He never had that at all. He didn't see grandparents married. So it's hard for me to really answer that question because I never had that.
Nah, but okay, so but you don't. I'm just asking you what comes to mind. Like if you think that's what it means, then okay, cool. Whether you saw it or not, I just wanted to know if you believe that that's what it's, that's what it means. Because I mean, I hear both sides of the argument. I hear the whole, and we're gonna get into this, the whole 50-50 thing versus a man paying for everything. So I just kind of wanted to know what's your thoughts on it. Not necessarily what you have seen or experienced, but when you hear that a man is supposed to lead, provide, and protect, what does that provision look like? Is that a financial thing?
When you think of the term itself, yes, you would think a man's supposed to lead and take care of everything. Now, as far as
You're saying provision though, right?
provide,
Lucky, you were saying the provision part, right?
Yeah, the provision part.
Yeah, just the provision part, not the lead, the provision part.
I don't know. I never really. I guess I can't answer that one. I have to think about that.
Okay, so it's never crossed your mind.
When you hear people talk about it,
Yeah.
yes,
It has crossed your mind,
it has crossed my mind.
and you just
Because
don't have a thought on it. You've never had a thought on it.
What your circle say? I know you sit around some women talking, so what do they say? Let's get to that, because y'all keep saying in mine, but what do your circle say? Your group of girls say?
Well,
Now, Keita, you married, so you might have some single nieces and whatever, aunties and all this, but
honestly,
nobody, y'all let me know.
Nah, come on here and lie.
so no,
Yeah, honestly.
my closest friends are not married.
But what do they say? I mean,
They got to say something about it. Yeah, what they say about it, and that might be why they're not married. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. I mean, it's the conversation.
I'm gonna tell them our little secrets, our talks.
so you just never had no thought. All right, if
I
you
mean,
don't want
maybe
to
the
say,
talks might
look,
need
don't
some
worry about
pivot
it.
talks.
Look, if
You
you
know what
want
I'm
to skip
saying?
that question, we could you know what I'm saying, we could skip that. We could skip that.
Yeah,
Ain't
you
no-
ain't got like
Think about
put
it.
their names on it.
Let's
And
circle back. Let's put that in the parking lot. Come back to that one.
all right, you guys forgot which friend because it's gonna sound like some friend said it. Just rephrase it a little bit. Don't sound like one of them, but I know y'all had those talks. What's that?
I
Akeem?
really want to know y'all's perspective on it. Do you feel like that provision means that you're supposed to step up and pay everything? How do you feel about it?
No,
Who? Oh, I'll let you.
no,
answer
I don't.
first,
I
though.
think it's more or less taking care of the family, being there to take care of the family in all means whatsoever. It can't just be financially, because a broke man can still take care of his family at home. He can be there for you. Still can be that force in there. He can still be that protector until he get back on his feet. So it's a different type of provisions, and everybody look at it financially. But a man can have the money and ain't doing nothing else in the house. He ain't doing nothing else in the relationship. He ain't doing that with the kids, So you got to think about a lot of different things when he providing, because it's provision. It's not financial, it's provision. So what is he providing? You see what I'm saying? So if you're not allowing him to provide anything in your household, he ain't gonna stick around. He's not needed. He ain't gonna stick around. Got it?
What are
You
your
need more?
Who my
Who?
thoughts? Yeah, I think, man, when it comes to provision, it's pretty much just like what Mr. Nobody said. But I do think, it could just be a personal thing. But for me, I would want to be the one that, you know what I'm saying? Like, take care of as much as I possibly could. For me, it just makes you feel like,
Most will.
you know,
when you
I
count,
don't know.
when you
It
count
just-
it up, yeah.
But for me also though, it's man, how can I say this? It's performance based. Okay, if that makes sense, it's performance based.
No, you gotta elaborate.
Elaborate on that.
Yeah,
So,
elaborate on that. I don't know what your performance is.
huh?
So I don't know what your performance is.
What am I getting for it? You understand what I'm saying? What am I getting for it? I don't want to just be. I'm not going to be one of these guys that's just paying the bills just to be able to say I pay the bills, but then you're getting treated like trash.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what I said. If you're not basically, if you don't feel like it's being needed, you know what I'm saying? In that way, then he's gonna bounce. He's gonna stick around.
Yeah, but not, I mean, I get what you're saying. That's more like whether or not what he's doing is appreciated.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of like one and the same thing. Yeah, if you're not, you know what I'm saying? But
it's like being appreciated, like you said, if you're doing all this stuff and not being appreciated, yeah.
Yeah, so appreciation is big.
It kind of makes you feel like it's a money thing. Like I'm just here to pay the bills, you know.
Yeah, I guess for a guy that's in that situation, I don't know.
You start feeling like a sucker out of the whole deal.
Yeah.
You know, the term simp, that's what, you know, you might as well be a damn simp. You just here to do whatever she needs you to do and shut up.
Yeah, it's a lot of guys that are in situations like that. And I mean, it's unfortunate. So like it's a lot of, and that's why for me, I'm kind of like I'm just like and I don't know if I'm using the right terminology by saying performance based, but that's the best way that I can think to put it. But you know what I'm saying? That's how I move. If I'm getting a lot out of my situation, I'm just naturally going to do more. You understand what I'm saying? But then when I feel, I guess like Mr. Nobody said, if I'm not feeling appreciated or I'm not feeling, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not going the way it's supposed to be going, then that's just,
you're not gonna do it.
You know what I'm saying? That's just not any type of more. And then I think it's like that with anything. You know, you buy a brand new car, you gonna make sure that thing stay clean. After you've had it for like you know what I'm saying, a little while, and that new car smell is gone, and you know, somebody didn't open their door and hit your door, you got a ding on the door, whatever. You know what I'm saying? After a while, that new car feel is gone. You know what I mean? You still locked into that payment until you pay it off, but at some point in time, it's going to pay off. But that newness is gone. And so, you know, you don't treat the car the way you was originally treating the car, because the car is not giving you what it once was giving you when it was new. You know, a lot of guys get into relationships, and I'm sure it happens on both sides. I'm sure. So ladies, y'all got to jump in and let me know. I'm sure it happens on both sides where a man is, you know, he's doing A, B, C, and X, Y, Z in the beginning. And then after a while, you know what I'm saying? It slowly falls off, you know. But a lot of times for the men who are locked into, you know, let's just say you're married, you locked into paying a mortgage, and you're locked into, you know, whatever bills that you have covered, those bills are going to be the same every month, whether you're getting anything out of the situation or not. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's how a lot of men just, you know, get into a situation where they feel unappreciated, because it's like, okay, let's just say, you know, 3 times a week or 4 times a week, you know, he's getting that good. And then now it drops to once a week. He's still making that same payment that he's, you know, making on the bills and everything that he has to make, but he's not getting any, he's not getting what he once was getting, you know what I'm saying?
Go ahead and say that again.
Say that again.
And
What, getting that good? What y'all talking about? The good or
just the scenario, which whether it's the sex or other things. I mean,
okay, so give me an example of where you're locked into having to do something and you're not getting anything, you know what I'm saying, equivalent in return.
I was making a reference towards what you said. You know, you said you're getting it 4 times a week, and then, you know.
But are you paying for it? What I'm saying is, I'm making an analysis. I'm saying that he's spending
money too.
He's spending X amount of money. It's like if you go to a restaurant and you sit down and after the meal is done, you pay for your meal, right? I don't know, $70, whatever it is. Next time you go to that same restaurant, you get half the amount of food, but they still charge you $70. Next time you go, you get half of the half you had. It's still $70. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
I got a better scenario. You say you had 2 kids going into your marriage.
Mhm.
Okay, so that would be the same things that where he was by himself, now he was paying by himself, now he's paying for 3.
Nah, but I think that's a little bit different because he know what he's getting into.
Well, the same.
Nah,
well,
he
you know, if you
knows what he's
married-
getting into already.
Yeah, but I'm saying we going into it as if it's a marriage, right? Because they got married.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm saying he
Yeah.
already knew what he was getting into prior. I'm talking about somebody
Right.
who got into the relationship and they were getting X amount. Like, it'll be like, okay, if you said he got married to her and then he found out she had 2 kids, that came after. You understand what I'm saying?
So it's like an after change, you're saying, after the fact.
Right. Like when y'all got
Okay,
together.
I got
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was like,
Yeah.
oh, we was doing this and we was doing that, and da 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 da. And then now all of that has fallen off. But you can't fall off. You can't say, well, you know what? I'm only gonna pay X amount this month because, you know, A, B, C, and X, Y, Z. He doesn't have that to say, you know, he can't, you know, if a woman, I'm tired, and I get it, women are tired and stuff like I understand that. I'm not saying that it's wrong to be tired or anything. I'm just trying to paint it the way men, you know what I'm saying, the way men see it. So if you go from you used to getting it every other night to now every other night to now every third night, but his responsibility on his end still remains the same, he's really going to be looking like, yo, what did I get myself into? Like, y'all get what I'm trying to say?
I get somewhat.
So what was that you guys was trying to say when he was talking about that portion? Y'all kind of like jumped out the screen real quick. And y'all was
when
like,
he-
yes, vice versa.
Right.
So
4
y'all
nights,
talking about-
4 nights a week thing. I can say in my case, oh God, I hate saying this, but in my case, in my marriage, it became routine.
but based
So-
on who's to blame for that?
Yeah, I don't know. It became routine. It was the same thing over and over, and then it was this thing. Damn it, I hate saying this.
I mean, I guess for a man, it's okay if it's routine, as long as, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Maybe
it's better
for-
than nothing. I mean, it's better than
No.
nothing, but
I feel like this. So, okay, I'm just throwing this out there. In my marriage, in the beginning, okay, things were great. We was sex, maybe it was great, and then it became one day a week, and it was only on a certain day of the week, which was annoying, but whatever. So I'm paying for stuff too. I'm putting in half for the rent. So we both living under this roof that I'm putting in half for. I'm paying a gas bill because we gotta eat. You have to cook. You gotta have heat in the wintertime. So, how does that play on a woman as well?
I don't
That's
know. You
probably
tell
some-
me. I
that's
don't
probably
know. I'm
more
just
of an
speaking from a
emotional
man.
situation going on. That's not a financial situation going on. That's more of an emotional situation going on. Because y'all paying your bills okay. Y'all just ain't laying down okay. So that's a whole different scenario. Like you said,
But-
it became
but it could-
routine.
It could play
Well-
to what she's saying, though. She's not getting what she was getting initially. So it's I mean, I think I get what she is that what you're saying, Nobi?
Became so. My ex-husband was a video game. He liked to play video games. It got to the point where coming home, you as a woman too, you want to feel loved and I don't know some other adjectives I could describe, but you also want to feel loved in your marriage or relationship. And you're coming, and he's coming home. First thing he's doing, okay, go to the restroom, take off his clothes, and go to the game. There's no, oh, how was your day? No talking like you would try to do. I've tried to do that in the before, but it just became like the game was all that mattered. I'm not using this as a whatever because we're not together anymore now. But these are the things that was going on in my marriage. Money became a big thing, as well in there because it's just like, well, how come issue, an incident had happened. I had a car accident, whatever have you. And unfortunately, because I did make a lot less, I didn't have the finances at the time to pay for like a rental car. So I asked him would he pay for it. In the rental car, we have to use that car or my car that I had the accident in to drive our daughter around to get to work, get to school, take her to school. And he rented a car. And then when it came time for the money that you want from the settlement, and it was like, oh, make sure you have my money back. And I gave him the money back. It's not a problem. But it was the words that came with it, like, you was using this car too.
Had the relationship taken a turn by then? Because it sounded like you guys were already on a downslope. You see what I'm
I'm trying to
saying?
remember what year that was. She was born 2000.
So
I think so, because not too long after that, we ended up separating. Not too long, a few years after that. So I think it was just happening over time. It was just going downhill.
yeah, I think that situation was more of a marital situation. Like somebody wasn't feeling being married no more, and it might have been him. And he just coming home, he just wasn't feeling it no more. Coming home, it's like a guy that come home and don't go in the house. He go in the garage, and then he go out and wash the car. He go cut the grass, and he just don't want to go in the house because he don't want to deal with it. I'm just being honest.
No,
And
that's possible.
And I'm saying it just wasn't working for him. Maybe the kids and the whole thing, and that might have been the situation.
I kind of feel like it was more me, because I was the one that would come home and sit in the car for hours. I would be parked in the driveway or in front of the house and just sit in the car for hours.
Damn, maybe. What the hell? Did y'all get counseling or something? Y'all got.
I tried to get that, but he refused.
He was just ready to go.
He refused, like as if nothing was wrong.
Okay, so check this out, right? I have a
Yeah, that's a
question.
whole different thing. Yeah.
I got a
different.
question. Have any of y'all ever dealt with somebody that y'all felt like was controlling?
Y'all got to think about that.
Yeah.
Controlling in what way?
I don't know. I just hear women always saying that men are controlling, or a man that they were with were controlling.
I got a better
sometimes
one
a
for you,
man may, give
If you
some
wear a certain
instruction
thing,
or
is that
something like that.
controlling?
Yeah.
If he say something about it.
No, I never had that.
Never dealt with that.
So y'all never put anything on with a man. He's like, whoa. And like you going out with your girls, not him. And he's like, whoa, you might want to change that.
I was always
I've never experienced that.
a very modest person.
So y'all man good with anything y'all put on to go out.
Yeah, because he knows I'm gonna wear something respectful.
I
Okay.
ain't trying to put on that. Let's say it ain't respectful. It's something a little high, something a little different. You done found, maybe you done lost 5 pounds or whatever.
I'm not
you-
gonna wear anything like that.
Okay. So. Okay.
When
So.
I did lose the weight, I wasn't with my ex. I was no longer with my husband at the time. So
Okay, so let me ask this: have you ever noticed, like, okay, so when it comes to money and relationships, have you ever noticed a huge difference in how a man treats you based on the amount of money that he makes? Like, let's just say if you dealt with a man who made something close to what you make versus a man who makes, maybe a lot more or a lot less. Have you ever noticed that a man treated you differently based on the the difference in the amount of money that you guys made or had or anything like that?
No.
treating me different.
What you said, Nobi?
So I
You don't think so? Okay, so let me ask this, just to clear it up. Have you ever dealt with a man who made a whole lot more than you? When I say a whole lot, I'm speaking like, let's just say a difference of $50,000 or more. Something like a huge, you know what I'm saying, amount of money more than what you made. Have any of y'all ever, you know what I'm saying, been in a situation like that?
Yes.
And you don't feel like he treated you any different.
No.
What
I don't
about going down the other direction? You made a whole lot more than him. Did you notice a difference in how he treated you? Or did you treat him or look at him differently because you made more or because he made less?
No.
Do you know that for a fact that you didn't treat him differently, or are you
I
just
do know
saying
that
that
for a fact. I do know
because we
that
would
for
have
a
to
fact.
ask that guy? I mean, because we would have to ask that guy.
Right.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
gotta
How
ask
did
him,
you
did
treat
he
him?
feel-
Well,
Because
you
of
can
course,
certainly ask my husband.
no,
Well,
okay.
Went through a transition period when before, honestly, you know,
Okay.
um,
Did he treat you differently? Like
he didn't treat me
because
differently either.
okay.
Because the way we've
Because I just hear a lot of people say that, you know what I'm saying?
a lot of people
The
don't do that.
difference in money kind of dictates the behavior. I hear that all the time. So I was just curious as to, you know, if any of y'all have ever experienced that. What about you, Nova? You look like you got something you want to say.
What about if a man says, "Well, I did this for you"? Do you mean in that type of way? Like they took care of this, or they did that?
Well, I guess they bring it up, or just moving different, or just you don't tell me what to do type.
Well, I did this, and if you wouldn't have this if I didn't do,
Oh,
if I,
okay. Was he making more money? Was it like money?
Yeah,
He was spending
yeah.
money on you and stuff like that?
of course.
Okay.
It was so bad that one time we got into an argument, and I walked out the room crying. My son came in the bathroom, was just like, "Mom, how much money do you need?" That's how bad it was.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
did he? I ain't trying to get all into your business. Never mind.
I mean, it's past now.
Nah. Okay. Do you feel like men have or feel as though they have a sense of ownership over you when they're, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like footing the bill. You do?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And I think myself as a woman, then I become like, I put up a wall or something, because now you feel like if you're going to sit here and treat me like this, then, who am I? Like, I thought we're equal partners, but we're not equal partners.
Okay. Okay. You believe that you're an equal partner with the man that you're in a relationship with, or your husband? Let me just put it like that. You believe you're an equal partner?
I thought I was, because if I'm footing half the bills, then yeah.
So you look at partnership based on money?
Not on money, but I just felt like the things that we had our issues were over money.
Mhm.
If I'm putting in half, wouldn't I be an equal partner?
So
Like if you have a business, you both putting in money to this business.
so you look at marriage as a business.
I don't think I did, but I guess.
Do you think it's business? I mean,
No.
because it is financial transactions going on all day long. So do you think
Yeah, I probably never thought of it that way.
you never thought of it that way? But you
No.
felt like y'all were equal partners because you was paying your half. So how was you looking at it?
That was equal. That's it.
Just because, okay, so did you feel
Thought
like,
of it as a like transactions or anything, but I just felt like we are together. Why?
Oh, I get it. Now you thought just because you paid half, just like him, then the house is going to be equal. Basically, like you can't tell me what to do, I can't tell you what to do type situation. Because I pay just as much as you pay.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
oh, okay. Lakita, what about you?
But yeah,
I don't look at marriage as being a business. It's a partnership.
It's a partnership.
It's not a business.
that
It's
shit's
not
a
a business.
business. Yes, it is. Because you can fall out of love in a marriage and keep the marriage going by keeping the household going and keeping the
But
family
why
going.
would you do that?
You don't
People
Why would you do that? It can happen.
I mean,
People
but
happen. People fall out of love all
but
the
why
time.
would you do that though?
Why would
I
you do
mean, why
what
would you keep
specifically?
it
Why would you?
going?
Some people
No, you
stay
just
together because it's what's that saying? Cheaper to keep her, but not even really that. I know a couple
well,
who actually could not afford to
right.
divorce.
And some
So
people they don't leave and they stay together, then they end up getting back together because you just don't like somebody for a while. Basically, when I'm saying fall out of love because you ain't gonna love them all the time. You're gonna hate that mug sometimes. You ain't gonna tell me you don't.
I think when you're talking about love in a sense, I mean, you can dislike someone does and get upset with them, but that doesn't mean that you don't love them anymore. Now, if you truly don't love someone anymore, then it doesn't matter. Like if you got kids or whatever, you have to look out what's best overall for everyone involved.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You don't really.
Staying, no.
So you will
It's
split your
over. It's
family
over.
up. You'll split your family up just because you don't
That
feel a
won't
certain
stop
way.
them from being, the parent they need to be.
Yes, it
Just
will.
because you're,
Yes, it
I
will.
mean, but it could harm, your children if you stay in a toxic
But it
situation.
also will definitely harm it if you split up.
I think it'll do less damage.
So you don't believe.
No.
So you don't believe that in a marriage, when you take your vows and say for better, for worse, for thicker, for thinner, whatever, all of that stuff, till death do you part. You don't believe in till death do you part. You believe that
I
when,
believe in it, but to a certain extent. When
oh,
you think about if someone is like verbally abusing you or physically abusing you, then or maybe they just keep cheating on you or whatever. I mean, so you're supposed to just say, oh, for better or for worse. Now if my partner, if we're together and something happened, bad accident, or they just get ill and I have to take care of them, then that's what I'm there for, but not some intentional infliction of pain. No, that's not.
See, the thing is, you went straight to the extreme. I'm not saying go to the extreme. I'm just saying just basic. Y'all been together for a long time. He's just not feeling you like that. You're not feeling him like that. But you're not breaking this thing up because, for one, we got a lot invested together, and two, the kids are going to be the biggest benefactor to struggle after this. You two
So
might
you don't think, a kid seeing their parents miserable, because if you're truly miserable,
I didn't
it's
say
gonna
you
be a
didn't
lot
say
of,
miserable.
I didn't say you miserable. I said you're
well,
just not feeling each other. You going to
you're
the
not
extreme
feeling each
again.
other anymore.
That because people you're just not. You in the house together. I don't really hate you because you got people that split that's still cool with each other. So it ain't working out in here, but we're gonna hang in here for these kids. You do
So
your,
what you gonna put on a show and then live
no,
separate lives outside the
no,
house?
you're gonna be adults about it. Because when you leave and split, I guarantee you your kids are gonna feel it. Your kids are gonna feel it. If he's not in the household, you got a son too. So just imagine if y'all had split up when he was probably 14 or 13. So the only thing he got now, because the dad can't be around like that because divorce might have been so bad that now he can't come around because you got the kids. You see what I'm saying? Because the lawyer's going to go in for all that. Now he's feeling some kind of way because they done gave you majority of the things. So now the son is left out there maybe 3 or 4 days without his father. So guess who's going to get him? The streets. Now he acting
Really
out.
depends.
What's that?
I said it really depends.
Nah, I
if
have sons. I got sons. I had to stay on my sons 24/7. I grew up in the streets.
I'm
I
not
know exactly out there.
I'm
The
not
streets will get them.
saying
The streets will get them. It's heavily influenced.
well, it depends. Like, just because the
If that,
family don't make it together, that I mean, is the man gonna stop being a father and
no,
stop
but
being
he's not there regularly.
okay?
Now
I
he's
mean,
there
well,
part-time.
that would
Yeah.
be his problem.
No, that's
If,
what y'all
if
set up for
that's
the
what he
courts. Because you
chooses
tell
to
him
do.
you got the kids from Monday through Friday. He gets them on the weekend. Because the court's
But
going to split it up.
just because the court says that don't mean you have to follow that.
Yes, you do. When the court said you have
No,
to
you
follow.
don't.
Yes, you do.
They say that when, I mean, you can say you want,
If he don't do what the courts tell him and you take him back to court, who is in fault?
You could say you want joint custody.
Yeah, that is joint. You got him Monday through Friday. He got
No,
him on the weekend.
you don't
But
have
if you
a
don't follow what they put in that paperwork, they say, if y'all say, okay, yeah, you can come over anytime. Then you get mad at him one day because he ain't bring the kid back. You call the police. Police show up. Who in trouble?
but that's an
Who in
that's
trouble?
an
Yeah,
extreme situation.
yeah,
That's
it
what
is. Because
I'm
I'm
talking
saying
about.
it is
See,
extreme. Yeah.
what happens when people split up, they think just because you didn't make it that you got to do something to turn that kid against the other parent and things of that nature when it had nothing to do with the kid first and foremost. So I think it really depends on who you're talking about
No, I
and
didn't
how
say it turned anything. I just said he's just not in the house anymore. So Monday
yeah.
through Friday, he's not there in the house. He can't keep an eye on him like he used to. He can't go check that room, see if he's smoking anything. He can't see who his friends are now. So that's what I'm saying. He's not present. And if you got a daughter, it's the same thing. Who's she talking to now? Who's she
I
doing
mean,
this?
you're
The fear
still
of that man being in the house is not there no more. You understand what I'm saying?
good parents are still going to be good parents. If
Good parent.
so, she's gonna like the woman should equally keep the man involved in what's going
They
on.
are just split up. He's not equally involved.
So
Doesn't
Split
matter.
up.
okay,
It
so
doesn't matter.
so Lakita, let me ask a question. I'm just going to backtrack a little bit. When I'm gonna just go back to the equal partnership, right? Do you believe and I don't really like to get into this, but I'm gonna just do it. Do you don't believe in the hierarchy? Like, so you have God, man, woman, child. You don't believe in that?
Yes, of course, I
So
believe
in that
in
hi-
that,
so in
but it all depends.
No, it don't.
it
Yes,
depends.
it does.
How's it
Yes, it
depends?
does.
God, man,
Because
woman,
it
child.
depends on where that man is trying to lead you. If he's a good leader and he's leading you in the right way, of course, you're going to be submissive and all of that. And it because it also talks about loving your wife and all of that. So if he's truly loving me the way he should, then I mean, what? Of course, I mean,
But
he's the
so
man.
would that make you equal?
Would that make us yes, to a certain extent? Because I'm one of those people that believe that, you know, our marriage and our relationship is more important in a sense. Not saying that we don't love our kids and all of that, but they're gonna grow up and they're gonna go on and have their own life. And when they leave, it's just gonna be us.
Sure.
But
So
when they leave, are they going to understand the dynamics of what a family's supposed to be? Or are they going to leave with the dynamics thinking,
Want to get
yeah,
that
so y'all
I
live in
established
a
first.
hierarchy,
believe
so how would they
I
understand that?
believe that, when it comes to a household and making decisions or whatever, or when something comes up, that a man should be able to be the one, stepping up and making the decisions or whatever. And coming to the woman and this is the
I
solution.
just I
This is
just
how
need a
we're gonna
yes.
handle
I'm
things.
just looking for a yes or no. Like, do you believe in the hierarchy of God, man, woman, child? I'm just asking, do you believe? If you don't, it's fine. I'm not a religious person, man. So I'm not going to be trying to hit you with different verses and stuff like that. I'm just asking, do you believe in that
I
hierarchy?
guess I don't necessarily think of it as a hierarchy per se.
Okay, have you ever
I just
heard of God, man, woman, child? Have you ever heard of that before? I have. I don't go to
I've
church.
heard
I'm not
that
a
the man is supposed to be the head of the relationship.
so no, you've never heard of
You
God,
never heard the hierarchy?
man, woman,
Oh,
child. You've never heard of that before? Do you go to church? You're
I mean,
not
that's
like
biblical.
a
I
church goer.
do, but maybe I've never heard it like that.
Oh, okay. So you don't believe that the man is the head of the household? Do you believe
I
that?
do. I see that.
But you're equal. So if you're equal to him, then
He's
he
not
wouldn't
head
be
of
the
the
head.
household.
He's the head.
So then how are you equal partners if he's the head? How are you equal to the head? I'm just asking. You might enlighten me onto something that I don't know. I'm a very
And we're not looking
simple
at what's the
person.
dynamics of your family because y'all making it work. Y'all probably been together a while. And y'all make that work. But we're just looking at more of a, like I had to look at things like I said, I got 2 boys, and when they go out on their own, how they need to be when they meet somebody and trying to have their own family. So they need to understand they need to be the head of the household and run the household a certain way, you know, versus you figure it out. And they see it from how I'm doing things. You know, it ain't that it's in a bad way or whatever way, but certain things has to be done a certain way. And my wife expect me to do things a certain way. You understand? So that's why I don't look at it as how you got your situation going, but it's
Yeah, it's
how
not
your
about you
kids are going to
personally.
see it when
I'm
they
just
leave that
saying.
house because they base it off what they see between you two. You
So
understand what I'm saying? Your kids are watching you, and they're going to lead the house of how you do it. So if you tell them that they're going to be equal, you got daughters or whatever, they're going to go out thinking that it's going to be equal. And then the guy's going to have to tell them no, and it's going to be a problem because they're going off what you always told them.
Or likewise, if you
Yes, it
stay in
is.
a marriage and your daughter see you,
Don't say
like,
nothing about being beat up. Don't say nothing about
I'm
getting
not saying being
no.
beat up, but just going for anything, you know, like
We're
somebody
not
talking
speaking on
to her
that. We're not
any
speaking
type
on
of
that.
way.
We're
But
not
we
speaking
were
on that.
talking about that and
No,
why
we were speaking about the hierarchy. That's what we were
yeah, well,
speaking
that's
on.
what
We
we're
weren't speaking
talking
on
about, the
abuse,
hierarchy.
and we're speaking on abuse and
but we're talking about what they see and what they
No,
will know.
we're
yeah, but I
talking
never
about
mentioned abuse. I said the
yes.
hierarchy. I never said mention on how he treated you.
Yo,
Well, it
I
doesn't
listen,
said
have to be
why is
abuse.
no,
this so
it's
difficult?
the dynamics of your household. So if you telling your daughter that it's gonna be equal, or you telling your son that the households will be equal, he might be like what Novia went through when the guy come in there, he's expecting be 50-50 down the line. And we know that shit ain't gonna work. It's a good theory to think, but it's not gonna work. Because if he making more and he only paying, like the bills is $3,000 throughout the household, but you making 40,000, he making 70,000, and you
Well, I
paying
can't
half
really
of that.
talk on equal
You know,
and all of that because, like I already said, when it comes to me and mine, what's mine is his, and what's his is mine.
Okay, but
There,
you're
I
still not
don't
answering
see
the
a
question.
division.
I'm just asking a
but
simple.
everybody
I'm
don't
just
operate
asking a
like
simple
that.
question.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just asking a simple question. Like,
Yeah.
just I mean, yes or no.
When you say do I believe we're equal?
If he's the leader, do you expect him to lead?
You don't want to say it. It's like
Absolutely, I said
And
she
that.
don't want to say
I'm
it.
not
She
saying
don't want to say
specifically
it.
I
him.
said
Just
that I
in a
expect a man
relationship.
to be the head and make decisions and
But that
lead.
ain't what he asked
So
you.
okay, if
That
the
ain't what he asked
man
you.
is the head, I'm not talking about your man. I'm not talking about you. If the man is the head, how is it equal partnership? That's all I'm asking you. And again, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not
I'm
saying
not
you're
saying
right.
it's
I'm
an
just
equal partnership, but
that's what you said.
I did say a marriage is a partnership, but I'm not necessarily saying it's an equal partnership.
So you didn't say equal. Are you saying that you didn't say equal?
I said it's a partnership.
You
She
didn't use the word
said,
equal.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think she was talking about equal.
Okay. What's up, Nobi?
That was me that said equal.
Okay, I just want to know if she said it. I'm not saying that
No.
whether or not you said it. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So what about you, Nobi? What do you think? Do you believe in that the hierarchy? I gotta watch how I say that word because I be messing it up. Do you believe in that hierarchy with God, man, woman, child?
I never really had heard the term a while back. I'm hearing that more now. Do I believe in it? I don't know, because I haven't really experienced it.
Okay, so
I can believe that on her when she say that. I got some nieces the same way. Like they've never had. It's like 3 generations of single parenting, and they never had a man in the house really.
yeah, but I mean, you can still believe that something is supposed to be a certain way, even if you never experienced it. I have beliefs on how things.
How can I believe that if I really never have experienced that to say, oh, the man should, because that's not what I don't know that.
Yeah, I asked a family member the same thing, Lucky, and they was like, And I asked them about that, something similar to that. And she was basically like, throughout her family, that's all they've been told this. And I was like, so, because they none of them are married or anything. And it's like, well, I guess I don't want nobody telling me what to do. So it's that mindset of like what Nobi said, I can understand because she never had it. She ain't never think of it because nobody ever talked about it. So it was never an impression in her mind. And I got some family members the same way. In their family, they don't talk about it because it's all women and kids. And so they never talk about a man being a hierarchy. They were like, no, because I do it myself. That strong, independent black woman type thing. That was the
And,
mindset they had.
and
Yeah.
it could be a downfall. I'm learning that now as I've gotten older.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Just all right. Just
So it's
interesting.
not the answer you wanted.
Say that again.
Was that?
The answer you wanted, but that's the only answer I could give.
No. I really wasn't looking for a specific. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was
I
just
can
looking to just
understand
kind
it.
of see
Yeah.
like the
I can
mindset. You know what I'm
understand it.
saying? Everybody's mind. I mean, I know of course most men are gonna be like, yeah, because you know what I'm saying. Like as a man, yeah, I'm gonna be the head, and then everybody else, you know what I'm saying, the way it falls in line. But not every man is equipped to do that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
there's a lot of
I
men
mean,
not.
yeah, I get it. You know, after you've been, you know what I'm saying, jammed up a couple times, you're gonna start like, yeah, nah, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because I got certain beliefs, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to women and relationships that just based on my experience. Now, I believe things are supposed to be a certain way, but have they happened that way? Nah. But it doesn't change, you know what I'm saying, what I believe,
Right.
you know, things, you know, or how I believe, you know, things should be. So, you know, I was just curious. All right, so we gonna get into this. I think we talked a little bit about that. Okay, so let me ask you this, right? When it comes to like splitting bills 50-50, and I think Mr. Nobody kind of touched on this a little bit. When it comes to splitting bills 50-50, do you think that that's fair for, you know what I'm saying, a husband and wife to kind of split the bills 50-50 down the middle?
No.
I'm gonna get on Nobi with that one. I'm gonna give you some time to breathe, Lakia.
Because he was a 50-50.
Yeah, do you think that's fair? Do you think that's okay? Do you think it's not okay? Do you think there are some determining factors as to when it's okay, when it's not okay, or what?
So before, I always believed that's how things should be.
Just like 50-50, they split. Okay.
Over time recently, in speaking with someone, just trying to really understand how a man is supposed to lead in a relationship and or a marriage. I'm still trying to really grasp not being able, not to say not being able to, but grasp the concept of maybe a man being able to take care of the home financially. I still feel like a woman. I mean, me, I like to work. So if I was to get into another relationship with someone and they were to say to me, well, I'll take care of things, I think I probably in the beginning would feel as if I would need to ask them what do they mean by that, first of all, and then kind of just try to feel out how that will work because I'm so used to doing and taking care of things. And just really understanding the concept of taking care of the family. It's like I know how I feel, but really actually going through the motions of someone actually taking care, because I use the term independent women so much that I really want to move away from that because sometimes I just want to be soft and feminine.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's what's up.
I
What
get
about you, Lakita?
I don't see the 50-50 thing. you know, maybe if you're just dating someone and you choose to move in and you're not necessarily talking about marriage, then you're kind of keeping things separate and then 50-50. But when you're married, I don't see that.
So how do you see it? Oh, you were saying just put everything all together in the pot and just pay bills as, or do you believe that the man should cover majority of the expenses? Or
No, I mean, I don't necessarily look at, you know, like for instance, my husband and I, we have separate accounts. I have access.
Yeah, we're the same. So yeah, we do that.
And so I don't have to say, oh, well, do you have money or can I? And then when it comes to, even though, you know, the mortgage gets paid out of my husband's account, I'm the one who's clicking the button. I'm the person who, you know, makes sure that, you know, finances are in order. I believe people have different strong suits in a relationship.
right,
And
I
I think
agree.
that's one of mine. You know, I make sure behind the scenes that when it comes to things that needs to be taken care of for the household, I will take care of it. You know, my husband, if he know the kids need snacks or whatever, he'll go to the grocery store and pick stuff up. We work together great in that, you know, aspect. So 50-50. No, because you know, sometime, you know, I might have to do 80%, not saying necessarily monetarily, but you know, what you give towards the relationship. Or sometimes he may have to give 80%. It's a give and take, you know, not necessarily saying this is mine and this is yours and you have to do X amount. No.
Okay,
Just
so
like I feel like
Hey,
if
and let me ask a question real quick.
Mhm.
I definitely understand what you're saying, Lakita, because me and my wife do something similar. But when y'all hear these other women speak on this, because I got on my wife about this, why y'all don't correct them when they speak on this 50-50? Like, if he doesn't pay 50, no, I'm not doing a 50-50. If he doesn't pay everything, I don't want him. And that's a mean conversation going around now. But like when my wife was talking about it, and I said, well, you ladies that know better, why don't y'all correct it when y'all hear the young girls or women saying this? They won't correct it.
well,
They just going on.
first
Go
and
ahead.
foremost, I am not in the presence of anyone who talks that way. I tend to associate more with like-minded people.
No
Um,
younger people talk, no young girls, anything.
no.
Okay, well, I'm gonna jump on Novia then. Because yeah, you say if you're not around them, then you can't speak on it.
No.
But so none of y'all around any women that y'all heard it, y'all hear it, right?
I mean, for the most part,
'Cause I'm not necessarily around people, but I hear the conversation all the time.
yeah,
But
for the most part, my friends, they are all married, you know,
okay.
and none of them think that way.
All right. So, and you're not, you say most of your friends are not married, Novia.
Correct.
So it'll be a different, have you heard it? Them speak on it that way?
Not my girlfriends, because they may be in a relationship, but none of the finances is not a topic of discussion because they do everything separately. Why are you making that face, Lucky?
Who? No.
I made a face too. You said they do everything separately.
No.
So we're
Actually,
back to 50-50 again?
They may be in a relationship. They live separately. Finances are separate, so they're not paying each other's bills or anything of that nature. So there's no topic of conversation about paying for anything because they have their own separate households.
okay, hold up, real quick. Let me just jump in there. The reason why I made that face, right? So y'all know I'm using this right now, this software right now for the first time, right? So I can't pull up these chats, but I'm looking at the chat, right? So I see a chat.
Yeah,
right here.
that's what I'm saying. I can't see the chats or nothing, man.
Yeah. You can't see them?
No.
No. can.
No,
man.
we can't see nothing, man. It's like, damn, the chat used to keep it going.
Yeah. Nah, we had a few in here, and I can't. I don't want to hit nothing and mess nothing up, man. Don't worry. Next week, look, I'm getting better, man. I got this far.
Chats, but
I got this far this time. But look,
Are you
huh?
Are you gonna read them?
Yeah, I'm gonna read this one right here.
You can't post them or anything.
Kelvin Cook, man, stop, man, stop. Can't do nothing right now, man. I don't want to hit the wrong button, man. The next thing you know, man, this live be over.
Oh,
But look, so we got Kelvin Cook, man. Shout out to Kelvin Cook, man. He says, well, I know what a woman's greatest fear is. A man falling off, and you have to do it all. Now here comes bad energy. You was already doing 100% before I moved in. Let me ask you this, ladies. Would y'all support a man? Would you be okay with supporting a man? Now,
My husband, yeah, I would.
your husband.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Only in in a situation like if he was to lose his job or something, but just saying that I'm just gonna take care of a man. Now if I'm rich, and we both not working, we just like traveling the world, together, then that's something different. But just like blood, sweat, tears, just
So you wouldn't be able to go through the same struggle that he goes through to take care of you. You wouldn't be willing to go through the same struggle that he does for you, for him.
now if he's
No, I just want a yes or no. I'm just asking. Hold up.
No. When you say the same blood, sweat, when you say the same, going through the same thing he would to take care of me, I wouldn't expect him to take care of me not doing nothing. I'm doing
asking
something.
you that. I'm not asking you that.
But likewise, he got to be doing something to better himself.
I'm not asking you that.
So what are you asking me? Because it sounds like you said just taking care of a man.
I said, would you be willing to support? Would you be willing to support a man? Let's just start over from scratch.
It's crazy how when you say
support
support,
him.
y'all look at it as taking care of a man. when you
No,
say
it sounds
support a
like
man.
he said take care of before.
No, he said support.
He said support.
He said support.
Okay.
You said take care,
I'm
but
sorry,
he said
I heard
support.
that. I heard
Yeah,
the
because you
wrong thing.
shot straight from the
But
hip.
I'm willing to support a man on the road to his dreams. I'm willing to do that if he's striving to be better. I'm willing to support him.
What if he ain't striving yet? What if he ain't striving? He ain't
Well, if
striving
he
yet.
ain't
He ain't got in gear yet.
exactly am I supporting?
You still supporting. You said you love. You said the love must be
Yeah,
love.
but what am I supporting if he's not striving? What am I trying to support him in doing?
I don't know. He in your house.
No, he not.
I mean, it could be simple as your husband going through some depression or something, and he ain't working. He got fired. When you say he lost that money and half his
different.
pay,
He lost his job. He got
he could have gone into depression. Now he ain't moving the same. You know what I'm saying? He ain't moving the same.
So you'll hold him down, right? You'll hold him down. So if he has a job, he lost his job. You'll take care of things.
That's right.
Until he gets another job.
That's right. I'll
Does he have a time limit? Does he have a time limit on the amount of time that he can be out of work before it becomes problematic?
It really depends on what is he doing. Is he really trying and it's not happening?
He's really trying and it's not happening.
Well, there's no limit.
Well, what?
Because there wouldn't be a limit when it comes to me, so there's no limit.
There's no limit. So okay.
Well, he might have a limit for you.
No, there's no limit.
He might have a limit. I want to ask. He might be like, I don't know. If I had.
There's no limit. You're gonna start singing a song in a minute.
Like maybe 5 years ago, but
What about you, Nobi?
I would support him. I have no problem doing that.
Okay.
A lot of people say that, but they get rid of their dude when some hard times hit like that.
Well, I'm the one that likes to do stuff.
Yeah, I'm saying, but people do. They get rid of their guy when they hit some hard times, like straight up out of there.
But
Like
then
you saying
take a
the
look. It
situation happened
really
to your
depends on
husband.
if they're there for the wrong reason.
Right.
You know,
Well, we don't know that because we're not in y'all heads.
Until
So
something
to
happens.
us,
I
y'all
mean,
always in it for the wrong reasons. You know, we
Mr.
can be thinking that.
Nobody. It's not y'all though. It's not our heads.
No, we don't know if
But you're
you
not.
leaving. So that's a woman thinking. You said if you're
Yeah,
there for the
but
wrong reasons. He don't know if you there for the wrong reasons.
oh, he knows.
How we know?
How you
He
know?
knows.
How?
I ain't saying him. I said the other person. He ain't leaving. The other person gonna get rid of him or leave.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he knows if they're there for the wrong reason.
No,
How-
how
okay,
could
so
he
let me
know?
ask you a question. How,
I
I
think
don't really
vice
want to get off
versa. It
topic.
goes both ways. They'll leave when the time gets tough.
I done
Now,
had chicks dip out on some situation. I didn't know it was in her head that she was thinking that way, but she dipped out, left,
I think there
and
there
never
was
gave
some
like a
other
real
signs.
reason. But I found out the reason. But
I think there was some other signs. You know, some
when that situation came around, it was a difference in her behavior that I did notice. But it all happened within a month, and then the relationship kind of just went away.
So hold on,
She was
I
ready
got
to
a
go.
I got a question. I want to jump out there. Lakita, on the last live stream when we were talking, you said that you get, you know, we were talking about relationships, and you said, look, sometimes you know, women get with a man, and then after X amount of time, he begins to show his true colors. So
Who
how
said
can
that?
you say that you know this, but prior you said you don't know after a certain amount of time they show their true colors?
I didn't. I'm not
Mm.
saying that you know from the beginning, but I'm just saying there are different scenarios and situations that you may have went through with them. Maybe something small, and they made it bigger than it should have been, or whatever. So there are different ways you can kind of notice how someone moves when they're dealing with different situations.
Yeah, okay.
And
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean, communication is everything. Like if you see, like if you're a man and from day one, you're just like, ooh, here, take this money, here go this money or whatever. And you know, every time she got her hand out and she's asking, she's asking. And then all of a sudden something happened and you don't have that money to give her anymore. You know, what was the real reason she was there? Maybe she was just there because you
Give
were providing money to her, but did like what was she giving you?
Okay, so let me ask you this. In relationships, right? You have usually things kind of start off small and then they kind of graduate into, you know what I'm saying, a little more complex issues, right? As time goes on. Usually they're small things and they kind of grow as time goes on, right? So you may have a level 1 infraction this month. 5-6 months later, you may have a level 2, right? And then a year down the line, you may have level 3, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? You understand like the scenario I'm giving? And start off small. And usually what happens is as relationships progress, right? When you start off as boyfriend, girlfriend, it's small problems because y'all are not necessarily all the way tight, locked in and all of this stuff, right? As the relationship gets more intense is when you start to see a higher level of intensity with the issues and the problems that you have in the relationship, right? You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yes.
So
Ms.
you're
Lakita?
saying like in the beginning you may have an issue, but it's not so much an issue because it's the beginning. But down the road, you can have that same issue now. The intensity is worse because now you're more locked in from the beginning.
Right. Or it could be a situation that you were not in prior to you being married. You understand what I'm saying? So it could be a situation. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying. Do y'all understand what I'm trying to get at? Like it could
What
be
you're
a
saying,
situation
as
that's
the relationship grows, the problems may intensify because you're becoming more involved with each other.
you're more involved. You got more. You're more locked in. Like let's just say as boyfriend and girlfriend. If I'm your boyfriend and I just blew through some money or whatever, right? It might not even matter. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's on you. You blew through that money. That's on you. You know what I'm saying? But now we're married. You know what I'm saying? We have a mortgage that needs to pay, and we got this and we got that. And now I blow through some money. Like, yo, hold up, because now that affects the bottom line of, you know what I'm saying? Like the mortgage got to get paid,
that's
car
gonna be a
note got to
problem.
get paid. Right. So what I'm saying is this: as your relationship grows and your relationship intensifies, the issues that you have are going to intensify. They start out as a level 1. Then they get to a level 2. Then they get to a level 3. You don't know at issue level 2 what they are capable of handling, or even what you are capable of handling. You don't know what a level 7 is like. You don't know how you're going to handle a level 7 issue. You don't know how they are going to handle a level 7 issue until you get to level 7. Y'all get what I'm saying? So then what happens is people say, oh, they switched up on me. Nah, they didn't switch up on you. You only knew them as they were when it came to issues 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. You never knew them at an issue that was a level 7. So they didn't switch up. They still are who they are. You just now know that they can't handle a level 7 issue.
Or
You
they
get
got
what I'm
tired of
saying?
all the issues. Or they got tired of all the issues.
You saying that to say what? So are
I'm
you saying that what I'm saying is not?
sometimes
What are you
people
saying?
say somebody switched up or whatever, but you know,
How
when
is
you
it that
keep
they
on,
switched up though? If you've never been to that level of issue before, it's just like, okay, you drive a car. You know how to drive? Yes or
I
no?
do. Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you know how to drive a car at 10 miles per hour?
Yes, I do.
Do you know how to drive a car at 20 miles per hour?
Yep.
How about
Sure do.
30,
Yes.
40,
Yes.
50?
Yes.
As you begin to drive faster, does the level of intensity when it comes to driving and handling that car in and out of traffic and around the road, does it get more difficult the faster you go?
Absolutely.
So now do you understand what I'm trying to say? This is what I'm trying
Well,
to
what I was
say.
saying was people may say that people switched up on them, but what happens is, you know, sometimes when there are so many issues, it's not that somebody switched up. They just were no longer willing to put up with whatever was going on.
Okay, listen.
So I don't think that's switching
I'm
up.
not saying that the problems just continuously built off of each other. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about the level of the infraction. I'm not talking about a whole bunch of issues just piling up on top of each other. You can handle a level 1 issue. You can have level 1 issues all day and they don't pile up. You just handle it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I need $10. Okay, here you go. Here go $10. Okay, here, I'll give you $10 back. That could be a level 1 issue. Or yo, can you slide me something right here? That could be a level 1. But yo, I need $2,000 because I lost, you know what I'm saying? The money gambling. That's not a level 1 issue. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
You don't understand what I'm
that
saying?
would be a problem.
Huh?
That would be a problem.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But until you've gotten to a certain level of problem, you don't know what somebody can handle. So it's not that they
I
switched
look at
up
that
on you.
differently.
It's
It
that
depends
you've
on the type
never.
of no, I look at that differently. Because it depends on the type of conversation you're having. If someone knows, you know, your expectation and how you feel about certain things, they know what you're gonna handle and what you're not gonna handle.
You don't know what somebody else can handle. How do you know what somebody else can handle until you see
I
that they
said they
can't
know
handle
what
it?
you're gonna handle.
I'm talking
I
about
feel
the
that
other.
they do.
No. I'm talking about the other person. So you mean to tell me that everybody that you have ever had an issue with, you knew how they were going to act when that issue happened? Or did you find out once that issue happened?
I think I pretty much knew.
You pretty much knew already?
Hmm.
Man, you good. You good, yo. So then you never had any problems because you already know what's coming next. That's what you're saying. Because you already know what the outcome is going to be. So what you're
For
saying
the
is you
most
already know
part.
what the outcome is going to be.
No, it's not that, but I'm just saying, just like, if you know the person you're dealing with, like, then you should have some type of understanding, even though, progression or whatever and issues, no, you didn't deal with this issue, but that doesn't mean that you don't know, unless you don't really know the person,
So you've
how they're gonna behave or act,
so you've
react
always
under
known what the outcome was going to be in every situation that you was with when you was dealing with somebody. Is basically what you're saying.
for the most part. I haven't
Oh, okay. Well, you
seriously dealt
good.
with a lot of people on a serious level.
Nah, I'm just okay. Well, you good. I don't
Yeah.
know what somebody can handle until I'm in that situation and I realize, like, oh, okay. It's been plenty of times where I thought somebody could handle a certain situation, and then I realized that, oh, okay, this is what we doing. You understand
Well,
what I'm saying?
their back is up against the wall.
Say that again.
You kind of don't know until their back up is up against.
Right. Right. Because sometimes I can tell you, sometimes me, I gotta really think about what I'm getting ready to do next. Because sometimes I can be in situations where, okay, I feel like my back is up against the wall. You know what I'm saying? You ever heard somebody talk about, oh man, I did something that's just totally out of my character. That's because they did something that was they typically would not have done, but because their back was up against the wall or whatever the situation was, they did it. They may have regret doing it and may be out of their character, but sometimes you do not know what you'll do until you're in a certain situation. There are plenty of things that I've said, man, I wouldn't do nothing like that. And then I turned around and did it. And I was like, yeah, I never thought I would do that. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know. I guess I'm the only one like that. I guess I'm different, man.
You are different.
Yeah.
So
You're an
Nobi,
exception.
so Nobi, you've known
A lot of people think that.
in the relationships that you've been in, you've already known what that other person would do in certain situations.
No, I don't. I mean, I do not. Because if you're in a relationship with someone and it hasn't been a long time, you
Even if it's
can't.
been a long time.
Well, can I finish my statement?
My bad.
If you have not been in a relationship with them a long time, you can't.
Damn.
Like you said, something could happen at a moment where you've never been faced with this before, so you don't know how to react. Shoot, I don't even know sometimes if I go through certain things, how I'm going to react. I'll be trying to make sure I don't go to jail.
Right,
Oh,
right.
damn.
I mean, on all honesty, we don't know. You see these stories about people
Now Lakita, no.
in relationships with people, and something happens, and they flip a script, and next thing you know, you end up in jail.
Mr. Nobody, you ever been in that
That's
situation?
like they say.
You
if
ever
you
been in
keep
the
poking a
situation that,
bear, like, what do you expect?
Mr. Nobody, you ever been in that
So-
situation like you know what I'm saying? You did something that you didn't think that you would do? Or have you ever been dealing with somebody that they did something
I
that
done
you didn't
dealt
think
with
they would
some
do?
people. Yeah, I done dealt with some. I didn't never thought they would do a certain thing.
Right.
And they did it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
showed
I was
that
just making
ass.
sure I wasn't the only one that can't foresee. I'm like, maybe it's a sense
No, I
that
didn't
I'm
foresee it.
something
No,
I'm
no,
missing.
no. I didn't foresee it. No, at all. I
Right,
didn't
right.
foresee none of it.
Right,
I was surprised that crazy was in him.
right. Okay.
Yeah,
I
it
just want to
threw me
make sure
off,
that
like-
I'm not
I'm
bugging.
not
Because
saying
I mean,
people can't surprise you. I'm not
Nah,
saying.
but what
just
you're
wondering
saying is
why
you wouldn't
y'all
be.
so
But what
crazy.
you're saying is you're saying is you wouldn't be surprised because you know what they would do in that situation, so it wouldn't be a surprise.
Well, I'm not saying that people can't surprise you. Like you can think, oh, he's such a great person. He wouldn't cheat on me, or it
Oh,
doesn't
Lord.
seem like that. You can think that, but you never know what somebody may do.
But that's what I said. You said that you would know.
But what I'm saying is when you are in control, in a sense, when you're doing a certain thing to someone, or whatever, you're in control, or you're causing that issue or whatever, then you kind of know, because as you're with that person and you get to know them, you know what they like and what they don't like. You know what they will accept and what they won't accept.
How do you know that?
So that's
Hold on. How
No,
do
you
you
really
learn
don't.
what somebody will and will not accept? How do you learn that?
conversation,
Conversation.
knowing people.
So to you, do words speak louder than actions, or do actions speak louder than words? Have nobody ever told you that they would or wouldn't do something, but actually did what they said they wouldn't do, or didn't do what they said they would do? That has never happened to you?
I'm not saying that's never happened to me, but what I'm
So
saying
we're going in
is
circles right here.
when you're in a relationship with someone and as you get to know them or whatever, you know what type of person you're dealing with.
But
You
you only
know.
know because they show you.
Anybody could change. Mental
Exactly.
is a big
You don't. People will hide that
Exactly.
stuff.
But they show you
That's
in
what I'm
different
saying.
ways. They show you in different ways.
I tend to disagree only because you could be with someone for 20 years, and there are times where you are with someone for a very long time. You think you know them, and then all of a sudden they do something that you would never have thought they would have done.
Right. That's
And
what I'm
that's
trying to say.
men and women, because and
Right.
that's what they also say too. Most women that are in jail is because of a man, not to say it like that, but they think they see a man with another woman, and all of a sudden they just go crazy, or and then vice versa, and it
And
happens all the time.
and look,
So I disagree because, like I said, you could be with someone for 20 years, and all of a sudden just one little thing happened, and they do something totally out of character.
and check it out, Nobi. Check it out, Nobi. It go that go both ways, right? So let's say a woman, like you said, a man and a woman, they're in a relationship, right? 20 years. That woman see that man, find out that man then had a whole nother family, whatever going on, right? She never thought that he would you know what I'm saying, have done that, right? So then, like you said, okay, she end up in jail because she snapped. She probably never thought that she would ever snap like that. You know what I mean? And so, you know, it goes both ways. Until you've been put in a certain situation. Y'all remember that movie John Q? Remember with John Q? He had his son and his heart rate was slowly, you know what I'm saying, kept slowing down. And his wife, his old lady, was like, John, do something, John. You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, he took the hospital hostage. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Is that something that at any point in time you think he really was like, one of these days, man, I'm going to take a hospital, you know? But
No.
you never know, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Man.
I mean, it's true. You never know. You never know a person until something happens.
Until something happens. That's what I'm saying. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't the
Personally, I try to think about stuff because my biggest thing, I don't want to go to jail because I'm not made to be Big Bertha's BITCH. So I always try to think like that because we all can snap. I can snap too.
But it don't even have to be a snap. It's a simple thing is a house catch on fire and the dude run out the house and leave the family.
And I know that happens.
You know, some shit like simple like that. Or vice versa. The house catch on fire, she grabbed the kids, forget about him. You know, like damn, I ain't never think that would happen. Say what now?
I said it sound like somebody was trying to kill somebody. Sound like they set the fire.
Well, they might have, but then again, that'll be back to the same thing. I never thought she would burn me up, you know. But those little things that doesn't happen. They run and grab the kid and say, "Where your husband at? He's still in the house. I ain't think about him." You know, what the hell you talking about?
All right, look. So check
now
this
you
out.
wait for the fireman to go get him out.
All right, look. So check this out, right? Getting back on point, right? With this money and the finances, right? You know that there are situations where, let's just say, both parties, right, husband and wife, are making the same amount of money. However, the husband, right? I'm gonna put the husband on blast. The husband is not contributing as much as the wife, right? The wife is pretty much holding everything down. The husband's not really coming out of his pocket with anything, right? Yeah, y'all know anybody that ever been in a situation like that? No. Okay.
Well, go ahead and you said that the wife is holding it down, and the husband's not doing his part.
Yeah. He's just pretty much pocketing. You know what I'm saying? His money, and you know he's not really contributing to the household.
Basically, his money is his money. Your money is our money.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a aunt that's, you know, like, I mean, now she's in the situation and it's like no choice, but there was a time when she was in a situation and when they worked, they kind of, you know, kept their own money, and she's struggling and, you know, paying all the bills herself, you know, which I think is crazy. And now it's a situation where, because of his choices, he can no longer take care of himself, and now she's taking care of him.
But
Okay.
she's still paying all the bills.
So when you say that situation is crazy, do you think that that's a situation that should not have lasted as long as it did? Like, do you think that's a situation?
Absolutely.
But what if she
Absolutely.
loved him? Okay,
But
but
she
what if
married
she
to him,
loved
right?
him? You
You're married
said
to him?
you said
No, she calls him her husband, but no, she's not married to him.
okay,
That's a
but
problem by itself.
okay, but you can love somebody and not be married to. You can be
Yeah.
married to somebody and not love them. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It goes both ways. So, do you think that was? Do you think she was doing herself a disservice?
Absolutely. Like,
But
how can
why?
you?
If she loved that
It's
man,
because
because love is
how
unconditional.
can it's because how can you know because the love wasn't reciprocated, I think, because
Listen.
how could she sit there and struggle and have to like call everybody else in the world when you got a man laying up in your house keeping all of his money and, you know, drinking it up like a fish,
Because
you know?
she loved him.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because she
but
loved
that
him.
doesn't mean that is right to do that.
But she loved him. Is
Never
there
said
a
it was
right or
right.
wrong when it comes to love? Is there a right or wrong when it comes to love?
Yes, absolutely,
When it,
because action should follow. I mean, love is just a four-letter word without the action behind it. Like,
But
what
that
is love?
exactly, it has no action behind it. Love has no action. So that love can be somebody broke, that can be somebody rich. Correct?
Well, what is
You
it that
you
your
just
love?
said it had no action behind it.
Well, I said it's nothing without an action behind it.
so you're saying that there's no
So it has
without
to have
no
an action behind
action, there's no love.
Absolutely.
it. It has to be financial.
No, it doesn't have to be financial.
Okay.
But if you're a man and you stand up in the house or whatever, how could you if you really care about this person, how could you have them struggling? I mean, they going through pain and all of that, you know,
Because she
standing on their feet,
Because he
working
let her.
themselves.
Because she let him.
Yeah, she let him, but that still doesn't make it right. I don't agree with it,
Didn't
but
say it was right. I'm just saying it is because she didn't have to do it. She
So
wasn't even
No.
married to the man.
no, that's what I don't
Right.
think.
She didn't have to do it, but she chose to do it and he allowed her. That's not his fault.
A person gonna do what you allow them to do.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So it's not his
Absolutely.
fault if maybe she told him she would take care of him.
maybe
No,
she
she
maybe
didn't.
maybe she
You don't
just
know
loved.
that.
She just looked at it like it's my house. And, you know, she's the same way with her grown sons. You know, she'll take care of them at the detriment of herself. And I just don't understand
Gonna
it.
look at a woman now to take care of them later on.
Well, yeah, so that go back to her then, because now you said she do it for her sons, which means that's who she is. She catered to men.
I don't understand it.
Might not, but she doing it. Her son is taking it. The dude taking it, and she keep giving it. So it's not
I
their
just
fault.
never understood that situation, you know, like, you
Yeah,
know,
but I mean,
the
when
struggle
somebody's
goes grown and
sitting there
able
doing
black
it,
people.
But maybe
like I
that's
say,
that's love. They say love is
right.
unconditional.
She might just love him like that and don't want him to leave.
Unconditionally.
That's her love language.
That sounds like desperate to me. That don't sound like love.
You say
Be
it's what?
desperate
I'm
love.
not saying that she desperate, but I'm just saying that's what it sounds like.
Well, just because you wouldn't do it doesn't mean that ain't something she would do. But
Right.
it sounds like something she always have done.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. You can't categorize it because you don't do it.
Right.
It's just that's what she does.
Right.
You know, that's how like I do something different. Lucky might do something different. That don't mean I got a problem with Lucky because he do it different than I do.
Right.
You know what I mean? She
Yeah.
just like
yeah.
she like paying for him. What's her number?
You know what?
Hey,
Oh
I need some
man.
free shit right here.
That's crazy.
Oh,
All right, so look, I got a question, right? When it comes to marriage, right? Ladies, do y'all look at marriage or relationships, right? As a lifestyle,
You're right.
Yeah, I'm. You know, is it society? Like, okay, so when I was younger, right, I used to always, my pops used to always be like, "Yo, when you gonna have some kids? When you gonna have some kids? I want to have some grandkids. You know, when you gonna have some kids?" Um, I'm about to be 51 years old. I still don't have any kids, right? And believe it or not, a lot of women look at me crazy. Like, yo, how you ain't got no kids? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with you?
It's
Like,
not too
are
late.
you suspect because you don't, you know what I'm saying, have kids? I remember when I was younger, the women, uh, around my age, their parents and family used to always ask them, when you gonna get married? When you gonna get married and have some kids and stuff like that?
Hmm.
Do you think marriage is like a societal, I don't know if that's a word, but y'all know what I'm
So
saying?
you mean
Like a
is
pressure from
marriage
society?
something that you feel like people should do, like a part of life, or
Yeah, yeah,
expect?
yeah. Yeah. I'll roll with that right there. Do you think that that's just a part of life?
I feel like, for me, it is. I mean, some people are good with not being married. It all depends on your preference, but you know, for
I
me,
waited. I wish I would have waited. My grandmother used to say that to me all the time. Oh, because I had two children and I was with dating my ex, and you should get married. What are you waiting for? You're over such and such age. You're not going to get married. But she was also brought up in the South back in the 20s where you got married by the time you were 13. And maybe me getting married when I did wasn't probably the right time or maybe with the right person.
I tell you what, we overlook in the black community. We have kids before we get married, so we carry before we marry. That's the little term, and that what causes a lot of issues because if we had waited, everybody waited and then did it later on without the kids, you would have a better situation than. And I know a lot of people are, oh, you don't know, but when you get older, you'll realize it. If you had waited and then decided to have a family and all this, because you've been in a better financial situation for one, mental situation too, and you would know how to move a little different versus you having kids in your teens or your early 20s, and now you learn how to be a parent and not focusing on, like you said, you grew up with no men in the household. So that was a pattern that you saw. It was okay to have kids and not get married. But then when you got married, it ended up being an issue. When I listen to you talk, you always mention your ex child. You never mention you guys' child, y'all child. You know what I'm saying? When you said he rented the car to drive his daughter around to the daycare, whatever, you never mentioned drive our daughter around with our other two kids. So in your mind, you kind of separates that, and that mentality would carry on and carry on. So that's why they say we need to focus on not having kids before you get married. And some people say, I want to get married and all this, and you're going to wait till you're 40 and 50 years old. Yeah, but then you're 40 and 50 talking about you want to get married. And you know how hard it is to get married at 40, late 40s and 50s? It's hard. Just ask some of the people out here still struggling. But you can't wait that long to have kids. You see what I'm saying? So you got to prioritize, do you want a family in your 30s, early 30s, or do you don't? You know? And that's just how you have to do it. But we don't do that because it's easier to just have the kids and move on.
I just want to jump in for a second. I don't want to be rude or anything. uh, Conversation has been great, but I'm about to sign off. But I definitely agree with what Mr. Nobody is saying. It's better to marry before. Um, I had my oldest son when I was younger, so I I think it's harder when you're trying to blend a family because,
It
sometimes
is.
the other child may, depending on how that situation was, may feel like an outsider or looking
Yeah.
like you're not really a part of the family, no matter how much you try to integrate it. They still don't feel fully a part of it.
That's true. I raised one inside in my house, and I had to raise one outside of my house. And the one outside the house, when he got older, I mean, he tell me a little stuff now, but it affected him more than the one on the inside I raised, no problems. Now with him, he started having a lot of other little personality issues going on, but trying to find himself, and do this and do that because what he was told. So no matter what I was trying to tell him, it was always somebody telling him different to do something different. You know what I mean? So, but if you got them all in the household working together, the conversations are together. And we don't do that. We got somebody over here telling you this because this my kid, and then you over here saying this our kid, but then the conversation is just totally different. But we don't prioritize that in the Black community, and we still to this day have young girls popping out kids to this day, 2025. And I'm sitting there wondering, like, why are these older women not having these conversations with their daughters? And I'm saying 3 generations, and the mother, the oldest one is maybe 52, 53. And they already 3 generations because the youngest, her kid has had a kid now. You see what I'm saying?
And I noticed what you said to her daughter. How come more men in the community are not stepping up?
They say you're gonna pay $500 a month. He might be financially set. He gonna pay $500. He gonna pay $500. Don't have to speak to that kid. He don't have to spend no time with that kid. He don't have to take him to school. Don't have to speak to that kid. He don't have to spend no time with that kid. He don't have to take him to school, do nothing. Because the courts told him just do that. You see what I'm saying? And that child, your daughter, will be stuck with the burden of it. So yeah, there are reckless kids out here. Dudes are talking to their kids. A lot of them aren't. But only reason I point toward the women because you gonna be stuck with that child.
Well,
Even if he paid the child support and all that, they'll pay the money and keep moving. And now you got to be worried taking this child, the doctor's appointment, the school, medical, all this other stuff is based on your daughter now.
I've spoken to a young lady who had questioned me years ago about having children at a young age, and she said everyone told thank you. I didn't have that child. And I told her everything you just said. I told her I mean, she has 3 children now, but back then she did not, I guess, go with that pregnancy because I know what it's like. I had my first child, I was 14, and my next one at 8.
God damn, no. Damn. So your child is as old as you now.
He is, but I will say this. All 3 of my kids, no one has had children early. My son had his first child last year at 34.
That's what's up. And I've got on mine about it. My oldest is getting married this year. They hadn't had any kids. Like everybody asks me, do I have grandkids? I say no. I say no. My oldest 37 and my youngest 24. They both in relationships, but I have no grandkids. And I'll say, well, hopefully I have them before I die, but I'm not gonna rush them. But I wish they would, get married before y'all start popping out kids, because I don't want them to do it the wrong like I did. Because I think my first, I was like 20. So I only have 2, but I was 20 years old, but it was a damn problem. It was an issue. As soon as his man and his mother broke up, it was an issue. So, nah, you ain't going through that. Mm-mm. So, yeah, I'll just tell people to talk to their daughters, man. That's it. Don't be so easy, be cool with them having a kid. So,
Wow.
and people get a problem. Look, it's crazy because people will come at me for saying that, man. But they'll take the high road, like people say. They'll say, "What about your sons? What about the boys? Why don't y'all talk to them?" Yeah, we do talk to them, but still, boy's gonna be reckless. But your daughter gonna have to carry the burden of his recklessness. So, do you want that, or you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I was gonna jump into a couple of other things.
I'm gonna have to bounce in a minute, man.
Yeah, I'm about to. I'm gonna cut it short anyway. So,
I can see the chats on my phone.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. I couldn't see it on my computer though. I can see it on my phone.
I'm trying to build out this. Yeah, you want to address any of the chats? I see Kelvin Cook. He getting
Yeah, Kevin Cook been saying a lot. I
yeah,
kind
he
of
been
keep
getting
up with
busy.
him.
I can't pull him up. I can't pull up this.
Oh, let me get this one. Let me get this one. Kevin Cook just said. He said, well, your daughter told me you ain't my daddy because you ain't been here. So I guess you're raising a kid outside the house. Yeah, they'll tell you that. And that's the thing. Like I said, it'd be different conversations at the other house. If the, of course we know the other parent don't like the other parent. They're not going to say nice things around the kid. And so when the kid get around that parent, most likely he's going to bring it up. So say, Tanya says break the cycle.
Oh, she was talking about I guess with the women talking to the
kids,
girls,
having the kids.
Okay.
Well, when I said the 3 generations,
Yeah.
I think that's what she was referring to.
Okay. I see we got
DJ
DJ Philco in the building.
Yeah,
What's good, man? 29, 23, and 20.
I think it's kids. That's DJ Philco kids, 29, 23, 20.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I hear you.
That's what's up. That's
Like
what's
I
up.
said, I got an old one and a young one.
You know something? One of the things, man, that I kind of noticed, or I've always questioned, right, since we're talking about money, is I know it costs money to raise a child. And so I know it costs more money to raise multiple children. Right?
Yeah, man, I can imagine.
I don't know if people look at their finances prior to having a kid. So, like, let's just say if you have one kid and you see how expensive it is to raise that one kid, right? You see how your lifestyle is affected and you know, all of this stuff based on the money. You would, in my opinion, until your income gets to a certain level to where you could have another child, why would you have another child? Like, where is that money going to come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be strategic with it. I'll be like, yo, look, you know what? I've spent X amount of money this year. You know what I'm saying? On this kid.
Bro, when the government steps in.
Before I have another kid, my income has to be able to sustain. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're going to have to fall back on the lifestyle that you live when you have a child, because that money got to come from somewhere. If you're making 100,000 and you know you have a kid, okay, that money to raise that kid is gonna come out of that 100,000, right? So now, for that second kid, like, where the money gonna come from? Or do you just keep lowering your lifestyle to raise the kids? Because I mean, kids are expensive.
You gotta make more money,
and then you gotta make more money.
You gotta make more money.
Why do you?
Because they gotta go to schools and sports and all that stuff.
Right.
Bro, it gets so expensive. I don't know how people can do 3 and 4 kids, man. I really don't. Not small kids.
Well, you know what they do in order to some people.
Yeah, they got the government thing going on.
Supplement their income. I watched a video but a video today of a family in Alabama. Now this is from 1985, but they had 22 children.
Mm-hmm. State taking care of them.
Every 11 months, she was having a child. 22 children at the time I was looking at it. In 1985, 4 of the children had moved out the house.
God, no.
And she kept saying, well, we do this on love. No, you're not. Not completely.
No, something really wrong. She loved being pregnant. She loved something. I don't know.
The husband was there too. I will give him that. Both the mother and father are there. And all 22 children are their children. So it wasn't as if she came into it with any children. They just kept having children.
Hey, but Lucky, you saying how the money, whatever.
Yeah.
People getting for a rude awakening. Well, the new president does put 2-year wait list. I mean, a 2-year notice. You can be on Section 8 for 2 years, and that's it. You can't
Yeah,
stay
man,
on
but
it
I'm
for,
Everything.
yeah, I'm not
you can't
even
stay on it forever now.
yeah, I'm not even I wasn't even the Section 8 and all that didn't even cross my mind. I was just like,
That's why they
how?
keep having kids right there.
No. Like I said, they didn't even. I'm talking about just
Oh,
everybody that gets up and goes to work. Like, how are they? Like, you understand what I'm saying?
yeah. I don't know,
Because it's
man. Some people want big families. I don't know, because I came up in a single family. It was 3 of us, and we struggled. And so I just didn't never want to struggle like that again. So I didn't never set my household up to have so many kids where I can't take care of them. You know what I mean?
right.
And so that was my biggest thing, because I don't want to just have them in the house. I want to make sure I can put them in the stuff they want to do.
Yeah,
I can buy them the clothes I need to buy them. You know, if they want to play sports, I can take care of that. I don't want to be where I'm at online begging people for money so my kid can go on a field trip and shit like that. You
right.
know, and what a lot of people be doing. I'm not gonna do all that. I'm gonna take care of myself. But I just want to be in that position, because I got family members, they just kept having kids, and then they look for other family members to help take care of these kids.
Mm,
And it's like, shit, I got my own kids. I even had one ask me to help pay her kid go private school. Go to private school. I said, my kids go to public.
Why?
How the hell am I do that? But you see what I'm saying? It's they have them and don't have a way to take care of these kids properly, man. Because as they get old, like I tell you, they cute when they little, but they're gonna start growing, and that's where the money gonna come in at. And you got to start providing for this stuff. Shoes. You get a boy that gets this tall, his feet outgrowing it, and the shoe sizes get bigger and bigger. So you got a 12-year-old wearing a size 12 and 13. You know, that shoe now costs you more than a regular shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Clothes cost you more if he's tall, you know, if he's big, you know. So they don't think about all this stuff, man. But like you said, the average person that go to work, it's hell, man.
They think everything they get at the baby shower, they're going to continue to get. That's not coming.
Right. Yeah. And they're expecting family members to supplement these kids.
So look, let me ask y'all a question. Do you think finances should be at the forefront of
If you're gonna have a family, yeah.
finances should be at the forefront?
Yeah. If you're trying to have a family, yeah. Finance is the only way you're gonna be able to take care of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to, man. And you gotta, like I said, when you start having kids, you gotta find ways to make more money.
That's true.
You can't stay at no base pays and just regular plant. You see dudes with 3 jobs, man.
Yeah.
And that's why they got 3 jobs, because they decide they want to have 3 kids, 3 and 4 kids. Or active 2 kids, or 2 kids that's real active, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why they do that. But they gotta pay for that stuff, man.
Yeah, man. Finances really.
I mean, you don't have any, you just don't know, man. I'm so glad my kid's grown, man. I am so I have so much extra money, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I've never experienced it. So
Yeah, my son just finished school like a year ago. And that's another thing, college, man. You know, they don't even think about that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Even if they get scholarship, you still got little fees and stuff you gotta pay. They want to live off post after the first year. I mean, off campus the first year, you know. All this little stuff, man. It's crazy, bro. You're gonna have a kid at 52, 53.
Yo, listen.
Lucky, that's what you're doing?
Listen.
That's what you're doing?
Hold on. I'm not confirming or denying anything.
You're gonna be grandpa at the little league game.
What you said?
Say what? No.
You could have a child at 70 as well.
Yeah, you'll be 70.
Listen, man.
Yeah. Man.
We ain't gonna yeah,
I got a 6-year-old nephew. I can't even keep up with him now.
Yeah,
And I'm in my 50s. So I feel for you, brother. Brand new baby. If you have, I feel for you.
My grandbaby, I know
Be
she's
proud.
running. I get on the floor with her, and I'm like, I can't get up off the floor.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
crazy.
yeah.
But yeah, man, finances ain't no joke, man. finances and relationships. I know at one point in time, man, I think it was like money was the biggest reason for divorce. One of the biggest.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Finance
Causes
is
for
one of the
divorce.
biggest. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's just, I mean, you know, it's just crazy. But you know, everybody's situation is different. Everybody does it different. Some people keep their money separate. Some people put their money together. I don't think there's no real necessarily a right way to do it. It's just I believe what works.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
For that
what works for
particular,
you and your household.
for that particular couple. You know what I'm saying?
If y'all got a
You
good
know,
understanding with the finances and running your house, then just that's y'all thing.
I think
You don't have to go out and tell people how y'all do it. As long as it work, y'all got money, y'all can do what you need to do. That's y'all thing.
I think one of the things that should happen is there need to be some type of financial goal. You know, some type of goal set as far as, okay, look, this is what we're going to do. And then you have a goal, you know, just making money, sitting it in the bank or whatever, and then spending it, and then, you know, making money and just putting it in the bank and spending it and all of that. I think there should be like some type of goal, you know what I'm saying,
Oh yeah.
in place to where, you know, something that you're striving towards financially. I think that's how families, you
Yeah.
know,
Like a lot of
build
people want to
wealth.
be debt free. They want to pay off their debts from stuff. Some want to get investment properties. Some want to, like they say, to put their kids through school, or not even necessarily get college, but some kind of trade school or something. Just have the money so if they need it. So you got to be putting money away. That's why I say you got to find more ways to make money if you're gonna have a family. So either way, like I said, you got to have a plan. And if you got kids or whatever, you got to plan for it. You just got to plan for it, man. All the way down to your death, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
It definitely
you
in
got
the
to plan
game.
for it.
It definitely in the game. All right, well, look, man, I'm gonna cut this one short. I
I hear you,
appreciate
brother.
y'all for hopping on here. I don't know what happened to Mims. Mims is a no-show. We're gonna have to
No show.
write her up. No call, no show. You know what I
Yeah, she's
mean?
gonna get a disciplinary note
Yeah.
in
You know what
her
I'm saying?
package.
Yeah, so that's what's up. I really appreciate y'all for hopping on the stream. Let me see. Hopefully we can do it again next week. I don't know what the topic is gonna be. If y'all come up with a topic, y'all let me know. Just shoot it to me via text or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? We can see what we can do. And I got this far on OBS. I got this far. So next time everything is gonna be 100. You know
Man,
what I mean?
figure out how we can get these chats on there, man. I don't like this.
Yeah. I had totally forgot about that. I was working on everything else. I forgot about that. But yeah, we'll definitely be able to I'll make sure that I have the chats and all that.
And the phone number. I never seen the phone number shoot cross. Oh, never mind. I see it.
Yeah, you see this number
Yeah, I
scrolling.
see it on. Yeah, I see it on
Yeah.
there.
I was checking. Ain't nobody
Is that number
nobody
going to be
looking.
the same every week?
Say that
Or
again?
is that number going to be the same every week, or it changes?
Nah, it's be the same every week.
Okay.
All right. So y'all people that's in the chats and all this, call in, man. Let's hear y'all talk about it a little bit. I like the chats, but I want to hear somebody really say something.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know, we'll choose a topic. Like I said, for next week. And yeah, that's what it'll be.
All right, brother.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Appreciate y'all.
All right,
Later,
Mr.
Nobi.
Next time, Mr. Lucky.
All right.
All right, everybody out there. Peace. I'm out of here.
Peace.
You go get something to eat.
Later.